Hi, hello, welcome back to Mathematics. So let's go to a question. So I told you before only I am not going to reveal the subject for you. Like in the exam hall, we will not get to know the subject. So let me go to the question first. I will read the question for you. During an experiment, the dorsal root of spinal cord of an animal has been cut, and what changes will be observed in the innervation zone? By reading only you will get the answer, but it is a basic topic and easy topic, but I want to tell the question because every one of you have to attend this question if you are having this question in the exam hall. So let me tell the topic like dorsal root and all of the spinal cord. So here it is a spinal cord, a segment of spinal cord. A segment of spinal cord means a part of spinal cord from which a pair of nerve arises. Like you can see, this is a part of spinal cord and two nerve, like on the left side and right side. It arises from this part of spinal cord. So when we concentrate on one spinal nerve, you can see that spinal nerve itself, it consists of two roots, a dorsal root and a ventral root. And you can see like blue lines and red lines. These are neurons, and the dorsal root consists of sensory axons and the ventral root consists of the motor axons. I'll tell the function of these axons. Okay. Like just think about a reflex. A reflex means an involuntary sudden reactions. Like you may all have the experience of touching something hot and dragging your hand before knowing only. Like those are the reflexes. So just think, you in the skin you have sensory receptors, and if you're touching something, then the receptors will carry that impulses to the spinal cord through the sensory axons. Like the free nerve endings of these sensory neurons have the power to carry these impulses to the spinal cord. And in the spinal cord, it analyzes and it know if you touch something, you have to drag that hand back, and for that for that some information have to be given to the corresponding muscles. So the spinal cord give the information or the instructions or the motor impulses through this motor neuron and through the ventral root, and this motor neuron carries this motor impulses through this ventral root to the corresponding muscles. You can see in the red marks. That is a function only. The sensory axon carry impulses from the body to the spinal cord, and the ventral root carry impulses from the spinal cord to the body. So here you can see in the spinal nerve, it consists of both sensory and motor, but it gets separated and it becomes dorsal root and ventral root, and the dorsal root only consists of sensory axon and the ventral root only consists of motor axon. So if something damage happens to the dorsal root, what will happen? Then you will not have the sensation. Like you will lose the power of sensations. Means the sensory axons will not work and the impulses will not come to the spinal cord. And if something happens to the ventral root, then what will happen? Impulses will not be transmitted to the body, means the motor function will be damaged. They're like the spinal cord can't give any instruction to our body. And if something happens to both root, then the both function, like both sensitivity and the motor function will be lost. And if in the same case also, like if something happens to the spinal nerve, it consists of both sensory and motor, which means the area particularly innervated by this spinal nerve will be lost, the sensitivity loss and the motor function loss. So I just wrote it simply like anterior root means ventral root. It consists of the motor neurons, and motor neurons, what's the function? To carry impulses from the brain, and it controls the motor functions. And the posterior root, otherwise dorsal root, it consists of the sensory neurons. What's the function of sensory neurons? Carrying impulses to the brain, which means carrying the sensations or the feeling of sensations. So here in the question, what is told? The dorsal root of the spinal cord is being damaged, which means if the dorsal root is damaged, then the sensitivity loss, the feeling of sensation will be lost. So let's go to the options. Here there is 5 options and I will read the option. You will only choose the option. I will tell which is the correct at last. Like the first option is sensitivity loss and loss of motor function. Second one is loss of motor function. Third is decrease in muscle tone. Fourth is sensitivity loss, and fifth is increase in muscle tone. Here we can see the second, third and fifth. 3 of them are about motor function, muscle tones and all, which means about the ventral root. But in the question, the dorsal root is damaged. If it is a ventral root damage, then this option could have been correct. And when we see the first option, you can see sensitivity loss and the motor function, which means the both function have to be damaged, means both roots have to be damaged. But in the question, only dorsal root is been damaged, which means the fourth option is correct, that is sensitivity loss. So if the dorsal root is damaged, then we will not have the feelings of sensation, means sensitivity loss. You will get the questions like ventral root damage, sensory nerve damage, anything. Don't worry, if you have the concept, you can answer it very well. And if you like the question and if you want more questions like this, please like, comment, share and subscribe.